Hello, my friends. Happy Friday. Welcome to my Friday Facebook Live. If you don't know me yet, my name is Sarah Chatello McGuire. I'm from Sassy Paper Crafts. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I'm going to be showing you a very cute card set for Christmas. So all week long, we have been talking about cards and card sets. And I love card sets to give as gifts. I like having multiples, sometimes of the same one on hand. Sometimes they're all the same, sometimes they're different. To me, a card set is just a bunch of cards that have either a common theme or they look all the same. Today's card is going to look all the same. We are making a Christmas card using the Lights Aglow suite from Stampin' Up! I will be showing you the suite and showing you how to make the card. Before we get started, there are just a few things I would like to talk about. So I just announced in my VIP group our Not Quite Christmas party, which is October 28th, so 2 weeks from today. If you would like to party with us, it is going to be such a fun party. Go ahead and click the link in the description to join the VIP group. We will have games, prizes, Christmas projects, all kinds of fun things. So click that link to join. Also, there is a blog post for this project today that is also in the description of this video, whether you are watching on Facebook Live, watching the replay, or watching me on YouTube. There is a link for the project we're making today with all the measurements, all the supplies, all the things you need to know. So the video obviously isn't uploaded to the blog post yet because I'm doing it right now, but it will be right after the live. I also don't have comments today. So if you are commenting while I am live, I am so sorry, but I don't have comments. My tablet decided not to connect to the internet before I was going live. So if you're saying things, hi, I'm sorry, I will get to you after the live. Also, the biggest thing that is happening right now, and I cannot stop talking about it because it makes me want to stop being a demonstrator and rejoin the Starter Kit Plus promotion. For $99, you get $155 worth of product of your choice. You go through the whole catalog, the mini, the annual catalog. There are pre-order items that you can add to your starter kit. Pretty much nothing is off limits. The big Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine here behind my shoulder, you can add that to a starter kit for $99. That's $120 right there. It's $120. If you want it for $99, add it to your starter kit. You'll still have money left over to get a stamp set or adhesives or paper or whatever you want. So to join my team, you get more than that. You get a lot more benefits than that. But to learn more, click the link in the description of this video about joining my team. If you have any questions about joining, please reach out to me. I would be happy to answer them for you. With that said, let's get started on our project. I'm going to turn my camera off and flip it around so that way you can see my desk and you can see the cute card we'll be working on today. We're going to be making 3 cards today because it is a card set. I obviously have 1 card made because I needed one to show you. Let me fix that. There we go. And this is the card we're going to be making. We're going to be making 3 of them all at once. I'm going to show you how easy card sets are and why I love them. We're going to be using, like I said, the Lights Aglow suite. Let me show you that suite really fast. This is on page 30 of your mini catalog. If you don't have a mini catalog, I would be more than happy to send you one. I actually have a new pack of mini catalogs on the way to me and should be here next week. This is a mega suite. So what that means is there are 2 bundles in there, the Christmas Lights bundle and the Brightest Glow bundle. We're going to be using the Brightest Glow bundle today. There is also ribbon, festive pearls, which we'll be using, glimmer paper, festive foil paper, and the Lights Aglow paper, which we'll also be using. So we're using 3 things from the suite today. I did choose a different ribbon, but you could totally use this ribbon if that is what you have. Pretty much everything we'll be using today is a use what you have kind of thing. So if you don't have the exact stuff I'm talking about, it's fine. Just use the card layout even and use different paper. You can make this a birthday card. You can make this an anniversary card. This paper, the reason I wanted to show you this paper is because it's really cool. One side has beautiful gold foil on it, and the other side is a design. So let's run through this paper. There are 48 sheets total when you buy this paper, but there are 12 designs front and back. So here's one. Show you all the designs. Look at those trees and how sparkly. That's the other side. I love this paper. This one is a very subtle sparkle, but it does sparkle. I love how they just kind of weave that foil. Oh, I didn't show the other side. Weave that foil in there. This one goes with the dies, which I have right here, and you can cut out some of the sparkles if you wanted to. You could even cut these out with like the stylish shapes dies and have some cool frames. This is one of the papers we'll be using today, as well as, where's the other one? I went through it, this one. So we're going to be using two different papers today, this one and this one. I'm going to show you the last two sheets. And I've already cut the paper, but you can get, since there are 48 sheets, I think I used 3 sheets of the paper. So you can get a lot made with a whole pack of paper. So let's get started. I'm going to put my card to the side. We're only using one ink color too. I have Evening Evergreen. And let's show you how I set up. Actually, I am going to move this. Let's show you how I set up mass producing cards. So what I've done already is cut all my paper. And that is the first thing I always do, is I cut all the paper I need. And like I said, all the measurements and all the supplies I used are on that blog post. So I have 3 different designs here. This one is the opposite of this paper. So that's why I only use 2 different designs here. Move my ink so I can show you all my paper. These are for the insides of our cards. And our card bases are right here. So that's the first thing I do, is I lay out all the paper I'm going to need. The next thing I do is I stamp. So I'm going to stamp 2 things, the inside of our card and our sentiment. And I just have a scrap piece for that. I want to move these too far out of the way because we do want them all out for assembly. And for the stamp set, I'm going to be using the Brightest Glow stamp set. This is the bundle. This goes with the Labels Aglow dies. And we're just going to be using the 'Tis the Season stamp. And then there's 3 kind of inside card sentiments. I'm going to use the Hoping Your Christmas Shines Bright with the Love of Family and Friends because I just like that one. You can use whatever stamps you have, whatever you like. So I'm going to grab a C block for the 'Tis the Season and a D block for the other sentiment. Grab my ink back in. And actually, I'm going to do this twice because on the sample card I made, I forgot to put an inside. So we're going to stamp 2 insides. Get our ink ready. I'm going to do the 'Tis the Season first. Hopefully you can see that down there. And I'm just going to center it on my scrap paper. And then we'll ink up our inside sentiment. I'm tapping pretty lightly. I'm not pushing. I'm not slamming this down on the ink pad. Just tapping, just enough to get ink on there. I'm going to try to line this up with my grid paper. I think I had too much coffee today. I am a little bit shaky. That's a little crooked, so I'm going to flip my paper over. Paper has 2 sides. That is much better. And I'm going to do the same on this one. Perfect. So that's it for stamping. It's pretty simple. You definitely, if you have like leaves or holly berries or something you want to stamp on the inside, go ahead and do that as well. I'm just going to clean off my stamps quick and get them out of the way. I've already sprayed it with some Stampin' Mist. I've sprayed my Stampin' Scrub. And that's how quick and easy it is to clean your stamps. Put those back. And then I'm going to grab the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine for our sentiment. These ones, I don't think they all fit. I don't think this circle might be a little large. They might all fit in the mini. We'll see. Let's get it out. This could also be added to a starter kit. This one is $60, so you would still have a ton of money left over. if you got the mini in your starter kit. So I'm just going to be using this inside circle. And let me see, does this, whoops, I dropped one. Actually, that does fit. So these all fit in the mini. So that's good to know. I have both the machines because I like having both the machines. I prefer when people ask which one should they get, I think you should get the standard versus the mini. That way, no matter what Stampin' Up! Dies you get, they all fit in the standard. Most of them do fit in the mini, but some are just too big, and you can't emboss with all of the embossing folders using the mini. So there is our sentiment. I already have 2 other ones stamped and die cut, so I'm going to set those there. Get the machine out of the way. And then I will show you how fast it is to assemble these cards and the steps I do. So let's get our card bases back in, which I've kind of have buried over here. Oh, you know what? I didn't stamp all, I should have stamped all of our insides, which I didn't do. So let's do that really quick. This is why I normally do this in steps. Obviously I made one to show you guys because I wanted to show you what we're making. Let's stamp this. It's pretty quick to stamp our insides. That sounds weird. Stamp our insides. Huh. All right. So that's done. Now I'll take and put all of our pieces here. Get everything out that I need. We're going to start with our card bases. So the first thing I'm going to do is score. Well, they're already scored. I'm going to fold over and burnish all of our card bases. And like I said, do this in a steps, almost like an assembly line. So cut all my paper first, then do all my stamping, then my die cutting. If I'm doing any embossing, I do that in a step, and then assembly. So we have our card bases. Then we're going to take our stamp and seal, or you can use liquid glue. I'm going to go ahead and do the insides. Grab our finished one. Just center that in there. And I don't think I put this in the blog post, but these inside pieces are 5 1/4 by 4. Maybe I did. I don't really remember. I wrote it this morning and then I took a nap and it kind of ruined me. I don't know if you've ever taken a nap and it just ruined your life, but that's kind of what happened to me. So I'm really like, I don't know what's going on. And then after I finish one step, I'll set it aside. So put our insides in. Set it aside, one more. And then the next step is to put the rest of our pieces together. So I'm going to put our evening evergreen onto our soft succulent. I'm going to move those over so I can make sure it's centered. Sometimes I like to put a little piece across the middle just to make sure everything has a good amount of adhesive on it. I hate when a card starts to like curl up or peel up because I didn't put enough adhesive. So, and seal is nice because it's not messy. There's really no such thing as too much. So now that that's done, we can put down our layers. And I like to do this part all at once. So I'll put all 3 pieces down at once. Actually, I can't do that yet. Sorry, I skipped a step. We have to put these onto our card bases before we put down our paper layers. And I will show you why here in a second. I just remembered. I'm glad I remembered before I tried to do it. But yeah, we have to put our panels onto our card base first. Across the middle there. And this is why. So this piece here is just as long as the card base. So if I were to not put this on the card base, I would have had overhang and I might have stuck it to my grid paper, or it would just might have not been straight enough. So what I like to do is just I put my finger on the end of the card base and I just push that paper until it hits my finger, because it's just as wide or as long as the card base. So we're going to do that, and then we will put on this strip over that. And I'm just kind of centering it, eyeballing it. It doesn't have to be perfect. They are handmade cards, so little mistakes, little flaws. I like that. And every single card, the nice thing about this, we're making the same card, but they're not all going to be identical, because you might have one that's a 1/4 inch or a 1/2 inch off of where you put one. Oh, see, I messed up already because I'm trying to talk and craft at the same time. Normally, I am sitting in here all by myself and crafting, and I can really focus on what I'm doing. So let's put that piece down first, then put this piece. And that's a little crooked, but it's okay. Again, it's a handmade card. It does not have to be perfect. And I just really love these hints of gold in this card. And you could flip the designs. You could do completely different designs, different colors. That is the beauty about Stampin' Up! Products, is they all kind of coordinate, and you can find papers and colors that you like. We are almost done. So all that's left to do after I add this piece is we're going to add a bit of ribbon. And I haven't really mastered it yet, but I've learned a little bit of a new technique. So I have some glue dots here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick one right from the roll, kind of in the middle. And I'm going to take this gold shimmer ribbon. This is not the ribbon from the suite, but this is I think this is in the annual catalog. This is on my online store, and I'm just going to kind of stick it on there. Then I'm going to take another piece of ribbon, or I'm sorry, another glue dot, stick it down, and I'm just going to fold that up a little bit. Another glue dot, kind of right on top of that ribbon. Bring this back down. And then I'm going to take my paper snips, or scissors, and cut this kind of at an angle. And this is called, I think it's called like a Z fold ribbon technique. I'm not sure, but I like it. It's quick and easy. And I'm just going to take another glue dot and stick the ribbon down. You might have to finagle it a little bit, work with it a little, but it is a lot easier than watching me make a bow on 3 cards, I think. So there. And then we're going to take our sentiment. Let me find some dimensionals. I'm just going to take 2 and pop this right over that middle where all those glue dots are. So you really can't see them. You can kind of see that one, but it's okay. I'm just going to set that aside so that we can put embellishments on it. So I'm going to do that again with the 2 cards. And I like to rip some of that roll off when there's no more glue dots left. That way I can find them easier. And again, just lay. Oh, it's a little far. Oh, well, I'll trim it. You could also take the tip of your scissors or a paper piercer to get your glue dots off. And then just run that back. You want to leave a little bit out though, so that way you can see it when you put down your sentiment. I keep getting confused between the glue dots and the ribbon roll. that, and then cut this. I didn't really do much of an angle on this one, but hey. And then our sentiment. Right in the middle of that. And then one more piece of ribbon. I'm going to roll this back over. I just think this is such an easy technique. I like it a lot better than making a bow. I love bows. I love how bows look. I myself am not great at making them. Trim this one just a tad. Try to angle it. And then I'm going to take 2 glue dots on this one just to hold it down. I'm going to put one on that side and then one over here because I made kind of a weird loop. Now let's stick the end to that, but I kind of did. See if I can pull that off of there. And I frayed my ribbon a little bit, so I just need to trim that end ever so slightly. That works. And now take our sentiment. Right there in the middle. And now all we have to do is add a few embellishments. So I have the Festive Pearls. Even though these say the red and green adhesive back dots, they are the Festive Pearls. There was a little packaging mishap, I guess. So I'm just going to take 3 of the gold ones. There's gold, silver, soft succulent, and sheer cobbler, real red. I'm not sure which red that is, but red. Red, green, silver, gold. I'm just going to take 3 and just kind of pop them around. And we need our other 2 cards because I already finished one. And this is our card set. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give me a thumbs up, give me a like, subscribe to my channel if you're watching on YouTube to see more of my Friday lives. And I do post new videos on YouTube every Monday. And I hope this gave you some ideas for card sets for Christmas, for birthdays, thank you cards. I hope you enjoyed talking about card sets this week. I will be live in the VIP group on Sunday talking about what we're talking about for the next week, which is a surprise. So I'm not going to tell you just yet. You have to join the VIP group to find out. So join us on Sunday for my live, and I will be live again next Friday. So I will see you all then. Thank you so much for watching.